Good morning. Okay, here we are finishing off the third Perek, Mitzvah Hashem. So, we are holding at Mishna Chaf Aleph. Rabbi ben Azariah Omer im ein Torah, ein derech eretz. If there is no Torah, there is no derech eretz. Meaning, a person, can try to be a good person, but he doesn't know what to do and how to do it. He doesn't know what's considered good, what's not considered good. He doesn't have his own set of morals. You can't have your own set of morals. There were millions of people who thought Hitler was a good man and who followed him, and there are millions of people who think Mother Teresa is a good man. So who's right? Which is because the Allies won, that means they're right. So the answer is that you don't have derech eretz. There's no moral path of Torah that humans can decide if ein Torah. So im ein Torah, ein derech eretz, and im ein derech eretz, ein Torah. If a person doesn't behave though properly, then we can't say that he is zoicha to proper Torah. And in fact, the Tzais Yantav says that the word is that he will lose his Torah because Hashem doesn't want it to be a chil Hashem. But also, Torah refines you. So it could be, even if you do have the moral code, if it's not talking about the moral code, it's talking about regular plain old derech eretz that humans, would have. Don't chew with your mouth open type of thing. But im ein Torah, ein derech eretz, it would mean that Torah is the thing that refines you. You become a more refined person, and you can't have that adinus. You can't have I don't want to use the word sweetness. You can't have that delicacy of having good midas without that delicateness of without Torah. Im ein chachma, if there's no wisdom, ein yira. You can't have yira. You can't have yira shemaim. Again, similar idea without chachma. And im ein yira, ein chachma. If you don't have wisdom, if you don't have fear, also ein chachma. These two can't run. Im ein das, if there's no knowledge, ein bina. There's no understanding. And im ein bina, if there's no understanding, ein das. There's no knowledge. You can't understand something. Bina is the ability to understand, extrapolate from something, and fully grasp its depth. And das is to have the knowledge. Like you could have full knowledge of something, but you could know something but not be able to grasp its depth. That would be das without bina. So if you don't have bina, then you don't really know it. And if you can't extrapolate, if you can't explain it, then you may know it, but you may not. In other words, a person can understand 2 + 2 = 4. He can know that, but if he doesn't understand it, he won't understand that 2 + 3 = 5. He won't understand that 4 - 2 = 2. If you fully understand 2 + 2 = 4, then you will understand 4 - 2 = 2. You understand what I'm saying? Stand it. Im ein kemach, ein Torah. If there is no flour, if there's no money, ein Torah, there is no Torah. A person can't learn without any food. And im ein Torah, if there's no Torah though, ein kemach, then there's no real purpose in the food. Mishna Chav Beis, who Hayomer used to say, Kol shechach masim merubi b'maisav. Anybody who has wisdom that exceeds his actions, he learns more than he does, and he doesn't practice what he learns. Lamahu daima, what is he compared to? Ilan, to a tree, sha'anaf of merubin, that has a lot of branches, v'sharashav mu'atin, and very little roots to stabilize the tree. So the first wind is going to come and uproot it and overturn it on its head. It will be like a tree in the desert, in the plains below. He's not going to see when good happens. And it's going to be like this tree in the desert, Eretz Melecha, a salty land below Seishiv, that's uninhabitable. If you have actions that are better, if you have more actions, in other words, this is similar to the previous Mishna that we had, that if a person does more actions than wisdom, and again we asked how is that possible, Rabbi Yonah explained, the explanation was that basically you are committed to practicing everything you know. So lamahu demet, to what is he compared to? La'ilan, to a tree sha'anaf of mu'atin, that has small branches, v'sharash of maruban, and has a lot of not too many branches but more tons of roots. So he's a stable person. Even if all the winds of the world come and try to blow him over, and they're not going to blow him over. You have your guys who they are stark, nothing's going to push them away, and that personality type that nothing's going to budge them. If he thinks it's right, there is nothing that's going to change him. I remember I was in a yeshiva with about 180 boys, and somebody comes in. And he was challenging that the yeshiva boys don't have such good hashkafa, and he says, I within 1 hour can get any kid here off the derech. So, this guy has hung around the yeshiva, so he knew some of the boys. So I'm like looking around the boy. I'm going to continue the conversation. I'm like, any kid? He said, any kid. I'm like, okay, fine. What about that one over there? And I pointed to a guy, with that personality type that was like, he always does what's right. And like, he's like, well, maybe not anybody. But so basically the point is that that's a person who is stark. He does what is right no matter what. Such a thing, all the winds in the world are not going to be able to blow him over. As it says, he was like a wood shasul alamayim that's planted on the water next to a stream, so it has its own source of food. Unto a brook, it sends forth its fruits. It's not going to see when heat comes, and its leaves are fresh. It's not going to have to worry in the year of hunger. Below Yomish may it's not going to wither from making fruits. And the next Mishna Chav Gimel, Rabbi ben Chisma Emer Kinin upiski nida hein gufei halachas. The halachas of Kinin, of birds, there's a whole masechta about Kinin, about which birds a lady has to bring when she has babies and she gets mixed up, or Pischei Nida. These are the ikar halachas. In other words, even though you would think that these are just like cheshbonos for some store clerk or something, like how many do you need? No, this is real Torah. And Tekufa is a gematrias, but if you're learning astronomy or mathematics, if you're not learning it for Torah, that's just nice wisdom. It's dessert, it's called. It's not real, it's nice. It'll give you honor and that you're a smart person, but it's not real Torah. Whereas, of course, if you learn astronomy just to understand Sugyas from Baba Basra or something like that, that would be Torah. All right, have an amazing weekend. Next week we will do Perek Daled.